I was so lost and so scared. And of course, Japan was always my dream. So why we didn't choose Japan? Hi everybody, welcome to our channel. My name is Diana and I'm an English teacher at FeliTalk. Today I would like to tell you a story about how I ended up in Sweden. So I think that my life totally changed when Russian army invaded the territory of Ukraine and war started. It was a really, really horrible time and I was so lost and so scared, and my parents, we didn't know what to do, and it was really hard to believe that that was happening to me, that it wasn't a movie or something, it was the hard reality. So 2 weeks later, my parents were too worried about my life, and they wanted me to leave Ukraine. And actually, yes, it was really, really dangerous in Ukraine, and I understood that. But despite this, I still wanted to stay in Ukraine because it's my home, it's my country, and I really didn't want to leave. But my parents, they were too worried, so they forced me to move. And they chose Sweden. Why Sweden? Actually, I was wondering as well. But of course, I had my sister in Japan and she invited me and my parents. But the problem was my dad. He couldn't leave the country, and actually he can't leave Ukraine even now because we have a military law in Ukraine that doesn't let men to leave the country. So that's why my dad has to stay here, and my mom, she didn't want to go anywhere. She decided to follow my dad all the time, no matter what. So my parents just wanted me to live my life, to build a new life in a new country, but of course I really didn't want to do it. So why we didn't choose Japan? I think the main disadvantage was that Japan was too far away, and I was so stressed that time. And of course, Japan was always my dream. I always wanted to come to Japan, enjoy and go to many different places in Japan and travel in Japan. But I realized that it's impossible. It was impossible for me because I was too stressed, too nervous, and I couldn't relax. I couldn't even eat and sleep because of that strong stress I had. So I didn't think about Japan. I didn't want to go anywhere. Even I didn't want to go to Japan. So my parents decided that Sweden would be the best option for me because we also had a friend. My parents, they had a friend who lived in Sweden. So that friend, woman, she helped me to adapt in a new country lately. So I came to Sweden. Honestly speaking, I wasn't alone in Sweden. I came to Sweden with my cousin. It was a really, really long way, and it was completely difficult to get to Sweden. Basically, if you guys check the map and you can see the distance between Sweden and Ukraine, it's not that far away, actually. But it took me 6 days to get to Sweden from Ukraine. And it was really terrible, but I did that. I came to Sweden, and actually first few months were really difficult for me because I couldn't think about anything else but about war. I checked Ukrainian news every single day, every single minute. I was really scared. I always was thinking about my parents, if they were all right or not. So I couldn't enjoy my staying in Sweden. A few months later, I found a job in Sweden. So I started working in the cafe. And actually, it was pretty hard job because I usually worked in a night shift, and I worked almost every day, and I almost didn't have weekends. So it was hard, but at the same time, it was easier for me because it helped me to be distracted of my bad thoughts. I started thinking about war less, and I wasn't that stressed when I was at the beginning, when I just arrived to Sweden. So I worked in Sweden, and I had been staying in Sweden for 6 months, and in August I started thinking about my coming back. Of course, I told my parents about my plans, that I wanted to come back, and they were categorically against it. So they really didn't want me to come back, but I was very stubborn. I said, I am tired, I want to go home, I miss Ukraine, I miss you, I want to see you. So yeah, in September I came back to Ukraine, and now I stay in Kyiv. And actually now I am really missing Sweden, but if to choose between Sweden and Ukraine, I will always choose Ukraine because it's my home, and I love Ukraine very, very much. So now I'm in Ukraine, and probably I think that everyone knows that because of war, we have a really hard situation in our country. We have a lot of economical problems and big problems with salaries, because most people, they lost like half of their salaries they usually used to get. So now I actually finished I graduated from my university, but now I don't think that I will find something with my specialty, some kind of job. But it's not a good time, I think. I need to wait some time. So now I decided to dedicate myself to English language and my students. So I really want to continue teaching English because I really love it, and I have experience now. And I also spent 6 months of my life in Sweden, where I used to speak only English every single day. So I'm very happy to be at home. And also I'm very happy to have an opportunity to teach people again. And also I want to say that I am really, really grateful to people of Japan for supporting Ukraine and Ukrainian people in such a hard time for Ukrainians. And thank you for watching this video. I hope you like it, and please subscribe our channel. And if you are interested in learning English, so come to our website and let's learn English language together. I'm waiting for you. Hope to see you soon. Bye bye.